In this video, I will give you 10 reasons to resistance train if you're not convinced yet. After watching it, if you don't train, you will start and keep going. And if you do train, you will double down on your efforts. My name is Szymon and welcome back to my channel. Let's go! In my other videos, I told you my story about lifting weights, gym, and how it saved my life I wanted to live. And my life literally. Today, let me tell you what it can bring to your life. In fact, we are not even talking about the gym itself. It's about any kind of resistance training. It does involve lifting weights at the gym, but also calisthenics, a variety of bodyweight exercises, dumbbells at home, and so on. There are many enjoyable ways to resistance train and push your muscles and heart to become stronger. But after finding the way you like it, you need to stick to some core rules to make it work. I will actually elaborate on them in a separate video. For now, let me focus on the benefits of resistance training and how it can change your life in ways that you most probably don't even realize. Number 1. It primes your metabolism. It's the single most powerful lever you can use over and over again to sensitize your body to insulin. This way you prevent or reverse insulin resistance and you prevent the development of type 2 diabetes. If you're familiar with my channel, you probably already know that this way you also prevent many chronic diseases that are a downstream effect of or are amplified by type 2 diabetes. We are talking about Alzheimer's and other types of dementia, atherosclerosis, or different types of cancer. We are talking about sarcopenia, losing bone density, lower metabolism due to age, or even losing the ability to produce sex hormones effectively. All that is way more easily preventable with strength training alone. It's achieved from both training as a process, as well as its effect on building muscle tissue and accumulating more of it thanks to the training. And if you couple this effort with proper human nutrition, you're only amplifying the amazing effect. From my experience, training alone does wonders, but stepping up my diet game helped me even more and unlocked the potential of my body that I wasn't even aware of. You definitely have to give it a try. Number 2, it gives you plenty of energy. It may sound counterintuitive, but strength training eventually gives you way more energy to actually use in your life. And yes, working out itself is and should be tiring and might even be exhausting, but that's why the timing of your workouts matters, as well as a proper workout plan or coaching. That being said, if you train your muscles to become stronger and pull energy more efficiently, you start to notice how much more energetic you become during the day, assuming your post-workout recovery is optimized. You become stronger and stronger, using more energy of what you eat and what you store. You have more energy for your spouse, your kids, your elderly parents, your friends, and frankly, anyone who needs you. You have more energy for starting and building new projects, hobbies, travels, and life goals. You eventually become more engaged in anything you do in your life, individually or socially. Number 3. Brain and mental health. You may not have expected it, but the actual mental health benefits of working out are so profound that they're arguably even more impressive than the physical ones. And more important as well. Acutely during the workout itself, when you push your muscle to fatigue, you trigger a cascade of positive signals. Your brain gets a direct dose of neurochemical reward. Neuroplasticity is promoted, which is the brain's ability to rewire itself and form new connections. That happens acutely within minutes of training hard. Chronically, the real magic unfolds. Resistance training, especially to or near failure, improves insulin sensitivity in the brain itself. The brain has glucose transponders that rely on proper insulin signaling. When you train hard, you improve how those work, which means that the brain gets more stable glucose delivery and a better energy supply. That alone lifts the mood, sharpens cognition, and reduces brain fog. Then there's inflammation. A hypertrophic fat cell, especially in someone carrying excess weight, leaks pro-inflammatory cytokines that cross the blood-brain barrier and promote depression, anxiety, and cognitive decline. Resistance training is one of the most potent anti-inflammatory tools you have. It directly suppresses those cytokines. On depression specifically, the evidence is clear. Regular resistance training reduces depression risk and severity, often as effective as medication in mild to moderate cases. The mechanism involves multiple threats: improved glucose stability in the brain, elevated BDNF, which is the protein essential for building new connections, reduced inflammation, increased serotonin signaling, and the psychological effect of building strength and competence. The intensity matters. You need a signal of training hard to failure, near failure, or beyond failure. That's what activates the cascade. Some walking or light movements won't trigger it the same way. Number 4. Safety. Imagine that you, your loved ones, or any situation you're involved in requires some human strength and athleticism. In case of a danger, every kilogram of muscle mass you were able to build may be crucial to defend yourself and your loved ones. Of course, proper martial arts training would be optimal for combat if you need it, but there are also many situations hard to predict when your raw strength makes the difference. Especially, and that's gonna be personal, as a parent. Becoming stronger in times of calm prepares you for peak parent performance in times of trouble. Number 5. Stress management. Muscle mass is your buffer against stress. Here's the mechanism. When you're under chronic stress, cortisol rises. Cortisol is catabolic. It breaks down tissue to mobilize glucose for the perceived threat. But muscle is cortisol resistant in a way fat tissue just isn't. If you have substantial muscle mass, cortisol will preferentially pull amino acids from it instead of visceral organs and connective tissue. That way, your muscle protects your vital organs. They're a buffer that protects what matters most. Beyond that, trained muscle becomes a stress sink. When you challenge muscle to fatigue, you trigger an acute rise in cortisol. That's the signal to adapt. But chronically, resistance training lowers the baseline cortisol and improves your HPA responsiveness. As a result, your nervous system becomes less reactive. The stress hormones still rise when they should, but they settle faster. There is also a metabolic piece connected to stress management. Muscle handles glucose without needing insulin. When you're stressed and the cortisol is elevated, your liver is dumping glucose into the bloodstream. If you have abundant muscle, that glucose gets pulled in immediately, preventing the blood sugar spike that would amplify the response. So the muscle you build now isn't just for strength or longevity. It's metabolic resistance, your shield against stress you cannot avoid. You're building a biological buffer and become more resilient. Number 6. Confidence and competence. Building strength creates a tangible sense of mastery. You set a goal, you hit it, and you lift heavier next week and next month, and so on. That compounds psychologically. It transfers to other areas of life: work, relationships, parenting. When you feel capable in your body, you feel capable everywhere. Number 7. Sexual function. This is when kids should turn off this video. I will still try to be delicate enough to gently touch on this topic. I believe that it's too important, especially for marriages, to just leave it in taboo land. Stronger muscles mean better blood flow, better endurance, and better control. Resistance training improves erectile function in men as well as the arousal in women through the same mechanism: improved vascular health and nitric oxide production. Honestly, so much can be done in this delicate area simply by fixing your metabolic health, as well as building muscle, staying active, and becoming more athletic. I believe that so many problems, frustrations, and disappointments can be prevented. I can't stress enough how amazing these benefits are. and health is the foundation. Number 8. Parenting and presence. When you're metabolically stable, insulin under control, energy steady, you're more patient. You don't snap at your kids over small things. You can play with them, lift them, and move through the world without fatigue. That strong presence is everything. Number 9. Social standing and attractiveness. That is no joke, and it shouldn't be neglected as vanity. A person who moves with strength and carries themselves well commands respect. Partners are drawn to it. Friends notice. It's biological and it's real. You can use this to your advantage in many ways. Number 10. Psychological long-term resilience against life stress. We talked about the cortisol buffer and the more acute biological stress management piece. But there's also more direct psychological one. When you know you're strong, uncertainty feels less threatening. You've proven to yourself that you can do hard things, and that carries over. As this topic is really personally important to me, let me finish with a few words straight from my heart. If you're someone who isn't really working out or is hesitant, you cannot imagine how life-changing it is. Is it hard? Yes, absolutely, as it should be. Is it a long game? Definitely. Most benefits come with time, but as an outcome, you become a way healthier, stronger, sharper, and more effective version of yourself. And most importantly, which is my strongest takeaway for you, it's a path to happiness. You improve so much in your life through one intervention that you may learn to love it and use it indefinitely to your advantage in so many aspects of your life. For me personally, working out and building muscle fixed my severe spine problems. It opened so many doors for opportunity. It got me into diet, nutrition and health coaching, which is now my main focus professionally. It made me able to become a healthy, competent and strong husband and father. It even helped me overcome depression periods in my life. It taught me discipline, hard work and resilience. Honestly, the list is so long that I could talk about it for hours. The key is, you must find your reasons and incentives, but the treasure of benefits is infinite. It's a long journey, but it's worth undertaking for absolutely everybody. So start now, or double down if you're doing it already. And if you're seeking help and guidance, guess what? You landed on the right channel. Please let me know down in the comments what your experience with working out is and what it gave you. Feel free to ask me questions. I will answer as many of them as I can. That would be it for this video. If you value what I'm doing, you may support my channel by liking this video, exploring other ones, and turning on the notifications. That would be massively appreciated. For now, thank you so much for watching and being a guest on my channel. My name is Szymon and I wish you a very strong day. Stay robust and see you in the next one.